My dad called me a burden and raised his glass to my brother. I stayed quiet until CNN broke in with, "You know that moment when your whole life, everything you fought for, gets dismissed with a sneer?" I lived it. At my own family celebration, surrounded by 100 smiling faces, my father stood up, raised his bourbon high, and toasted my brother for bringing honor to the Stone name. Then his eyes, cold and flat, met mine across the crowded yard. "As for my daughter," he announced, his voice dripping with condescension, "her choices are her weight to carry, not mine." They laughed. I smiled. But less than a minute later, the TV behind him flashed breaking news, and the entire nation watched as they finally discovered who the real soldier was. That night, my own father reminded me that in this family, your titles mean nothing if they belong to the wrong child. It was a sweltering July evening in Missouri, the kind where the air itself feels sticky and the scent of hickory smoked ribs clings to your clothes. Our family ranch was decked out like a patriotic postcard, red and white bunting everywhere, as if the 4th of July decided to throw a private afterparty just for us. Adults sipped Budweiser, clinking bottles while kids shrieked, playing tag between hay bales. From the outside, it was a perfect Norman Rockwell painting. Me? I was an anomaly. Dressed in a plain flannel shirt, faded jeans, and boots still dusty from base, I felt completely out of place amidst the designer polos, sundresses, and those meticulously manicured smiles. Then there was Liam, my older brother, Captain Liam Stone. He was the star. Custom-tailored navy suit, holding court in the center of the lawn, spinning stories about top-secret Pentagon strategy meetings and dropping names of senators. People laughed too loudly, nodded too eagerly. He was the chosen one. Always. I tried to catch my mother's eye. Eleanor Stone stood by the buffet, carefully spooning mashed potatoes onto Liam's plate as if it were some sacred offering. "Hey, Mom," I said, my voice barely audible over the chatter. She glanced my way, her smile tight, distracted. "Hi, sweetheart," she whispered quickly, her eyes already darting back to Liam. "Be sure to grab some corn before it's gone." And just like that, she turned away. That fast. Then my father, Harrison Stone, rose from his chair, a glass of 4 Roses bourbon in hand, and the entire yard fell silent. His voice, aged by years of command and arrogance, boomed across the gathering. "I'd like to make a toast." Every head swiveled. Phones dropped. Conversations died. He lifted his glass high, looking directly at Liam. "To my son, Captain Liam Stone, a man who carries the Stone family legacy with honor and brilliance." Applause erupted. Whistles, cheers. Pride soaked the air, heavy like the humidity itself. Then he turned to me. For a split second our eyes met. His were icy, assessing, empty. He cleared his throat. "And my daughter? Well, her choices are her own burden to carry." That was it. No name. No glass raised. Just a dismissal so sharp it felt like broken glass in a punch bowl. The silence that followed was louder than any explosion I'd heard in combat. Even the crickets stopped chirping. My stomach clenched. My breath caught in my throat. I stood there, suddenly hyper-aware of every single person's gaze. The neighbor's kid's jaw dropping mid-hot dog bite. The way Liam grinned smugly into his drink. I wanted to vanish. But then came the twist. The outdoor bar's flat-screen TV, which had been idly playing baseball highlights, flickered. It switched to a Fox News special bulletin. The anchor's voice was somber. "We've just received confirmation from the Department of Defense." My heart stopped. The screen filled with the Pentagon seal. Then my photograph. Full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.